You think you know the people living next door, behind those closed doors, down that quiet hallway, or across the street. Secrets fester. Welcome. Tonight, we're counting down 3 true creepy stories about neighbors from hell. These aren't urban legends. These are accounts from people who lived them. And story number 3. It still keeps me up at night. Let's begin. Our first story comes from a woman in a suburban cul-de-sac. She started finding small, handmade dolls on her porch every Monday morning. They were crude, made of sticks and twine. At first she thought it was a child's game, until she set up a camera. The footage showed her elderly neighbor from across the street, a man she'd only ever exchanged waves with, placing the doll at 3 a.m. But he wasn't just leaving it. He was arranging its limbs to mimic her own movements from the previous day. Gardening, reading by the window. The final doll was left with its stick head turned completely backwards, staring at her front door. The police found nothing illegal. She moved out a week later, but emails from the new tenant stopped after a month. The subject line read, "He says you never said goodbye." Story number 2. A young couple moves into an apartment. They notice things are slightly off, a spoon missing, the couch cushion dented when they get home. They assume they're forgetful. Then one night, the man wakes up to the sound of his own fridge opening. He creeps to the kitchen door and sees their neighbor from down the hall, standing in his boxers, drinking their milk directly from the carton. He's not breaking in. The door was unlocked. The neighbor sees him, smiles nervously, and says, "Oh, sorry, ran out. Just borrowing." This happens again and again. Borrowing sugar, a chair, a shower. The couple changes locks, but the borrowing continues. Now with their mail, their laundry. The final straw was a voice recording from their own baby monitor. It wasn't the baby crying. It was the neighbor's voice, whispering a lullaby from the nursery closet. They never found out how he got in. Our final story, and the most chilling. A man lives in a townhouse with a shared wall. His neighbor is quiet, polite, but every night, at exactly 2:17 a.m., he hears 3 distinct knocks on that shared wall. Knock, knock, knock. He ignores it. One night, annoyed, he knocks back 3 times. The knocking stops. The next night, at 2:17 a.m., 4 knocks come. Knock, 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 knock. He knocks back 4 times. This becomes a bizarre, nightly ritual. The number of knocks increases by 1 each night. It becomes an obsession. On the 30th night, he's ready for 32 knocks. But at 2:17 a.m., silence. Complete silence for the first time in a month. Relieved, he goes back to sleep. The next morning, there's a note taped to his front door, in his neighbor's handwriting. It reads, "I Lowe's, thank you for counting with me. It gets so lonely in here. Now I know you're listening. We can talk properly soon." That afternoon, police cars arrived. The neighbor had been dead inside his unit for over a month. The coroner's estimated time of death, 31 days ago. If you live in an apartment or have neighbors, let us know in the comments which story got to you. Smash that like button. It helps more people find these true tales. Subscribe and hit the bell, because next week's video is already in the works. 4 true creepy stories from people who survived a night shift alone. Until then, check your locks, and maybe don't knock back. Good night.